A few weeks ago, I posted on Reddit asking how could I batch process a bunch of images using ComfyUI Manager. Uh, I really didn't, I only got one response, thank you, Michael. But generally speaking, it seemed like it had over 4,000 views and nobody really seemed to know how to do this. I had a need to generate a bunch of images and I didn't want to sit there typing it by hand and waiting for it to generate and keep going. And I knew there had to be a way to batch process. So I went ahead and I figured it out for you and I wanted to share that with you today. So where I'm going to get started with all of this is to go into ComfyUI, go into their templates, and you can choose any text to image or whatever workflow you want, quite honestly. For this demonstration, I'm going to choose Cosmos because it's the one I used originally. It has really good realism, and I was generating images of people. So I picked that. It also has a really simplistic workflow, which is great here. It's pretty straightforward, and it's going to be very easy for us to go ahead and modify this to use a batch file. One of the first things you have to do here is the tools we're going to need don't come standard in ComfyUI. So you're going to have to go onto the manager on 3304, to go to the custom nodes manager. And what you're looking for is the ComfyUI Inspire pack right here. And here's the author's name, just to make sure you're getting the right person. But that is the ComfyUI Inspire pack. If I already have it installed, if you don't, you'll see the install button. Just go ahead and take care of that. It should be quick and easy. And I would strongly recommend that you restart ComfyUI after you load that, so it'll go in. One of the things I'm going to start with, before we even add the prompts here, I want to show you what our CSV file, or in this case our prompt file, really is going to look like. You can find that under your ComfyUI folder. Once you have installed that ComfyUI Inspire pack, you'll go under Custom Nodes. Here's the Inspire pack. And then there's a folder here called prompts. This is where our prompts are going to go. And I just have one here you'll see in a second. And then what I want you to do for now is look in the example folder, and we're going to look at prompt 2 because I think that this one best fits our needs. So here's what it looks like when you use the prompt. You have your positive prompt, and whatever that is, and you can see that the terms are just separated by commas. And then there's a negative prompt as well, and then a short line of dashes. And you can see even in their demo here, the number of dashes is less important than the fact that it's just dashes. And so that separates each entry. So this particular demonstration then has 3 entries, one here, right, one there, and one up top. So when we create our prompt, it's going to look a lot like this, or it has to look very similar to it. We're going to make a little bit of changes. You're going to see a more advanced one in a second here. So what you're going to do is create your prompt. I have one here, and I will open that up for you. So I was generating just a bunch of women that look different. And are getting ready to do different things. There's 50 of them here. You can see that there's a description for the positive, what she looks like, what she's wearing, right? And then there's a negative for each one. And you can just keep going through there. So that's really all you have to do, is to make sure that you have a prompt that has all of your prompts ready to go in there. I used ChatGPT to help me generate this particular one, so we got a lot of really good and interesting descriptions of 50 types of women in here. Once you're done, go ahead and save that right here in the prompts folder. Not under example, just put it right in prompts, okay? Once you're done that, let's go back and we're going to add those new prompts now, which are in a ComfyUI Inspire pack. So the first one we're going to do, I'm going to double click If you double click on the desktop here, it will allow you to search for a node to add. We're going to say load prompts from file. And it's this one right here. It says inspire. We're going to add that. I'm going to add one more node from here, and that is called unzip prompt, which is also says inspire. So you'll know you have the right one here. And getting these set up is really easy. You take the zipped prompt from here. Here, let me zoom this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Take the zip prompt, connects right to there. And then you'll see over here there's a negative and a positive. So those get connected to where you would expect them to get connected here. To the clip, sorry. I wanted to connect that to the clip and the negative. Okay. And then everything is connected. That is it. The last thing you'll see right here, if you do not have this chosen in here, you should see there's your example 2, right, that we're just looking at, example 1. And here's the formatted prompt that I told you about. That is it, folks. If at this point, if I go ahead and click on run, it will start running. And when it's done, it'll take a while, probably a few hours, depends on your setup. You will see 50 images sitting right here in the save image. And of course, they will also be in your output directory. That's it. I'll go ahead and run one to show you. So last night, I went ahead and ran the workflow just so we could see the output of that. And you can see here it ran just fine, and we generated 50 images of different women here. And I just wanted to follow up and show you what we ended up generating from, let me do this. So we have different women here, different looks, different features. One thing I did want to show you, let me see if I can find a good example. Maybe it's easier to do it this way. If you look at this person's face, here, this is a good example. Look at her face, and then the eyes are a little wonky, but it's the same face and hair. This girl's getting close. Here's the girl again. You'll see that I'm getting repeat girls through here. And that will happen, like if you see each black girl in here is roughly the same black girl, right? Every white girl is roughly the same white girl. This is something we're going to have to work with a little bit. I did put in differences in my prompt file to try and combat this a little bit, describe their clothing a little more, their look a little more, their style a little more. This is an issue you'll have more with this particular subject. If you're, you know, making pictures of trains or something else, it might not have the same issue. But with people, you will, and you'll have hands and face issues, but not too bad. The only other thing, just in case you haven't done this before, I want to show you is back over in our, here, let me pull this over here. Back over in our ComfyUI, we had put all of our prompts right here in this node in the ComfyUI. When everything generates, it comes out to the output. And I just want to make sure that you are aware that all these images that we're looking at are now here in your output folder. You don't have to do anything or right click and save. It's all out there. So that should be it for now. Some things I recommend if you're working on people like I am is to go in there and attach some control nets, some posing, maybe a LoRa if that's helpful to you. There are very easy different ways that you can go ahead and mitigate this issue with all the people being the same. A different model also would make a big difference. But anyway, thank you everyone. I hope this is helpful to anyone out there. And if you have any questions, I will try to help you out. And if you have any requests for something, I will try to figure that out as well. Thanks. Have a great day, everyone.